Thank you, Commissioners. This part of the video, maybe if we can check the time, Mr. Sergeant Kosi did not spend much time there. It was less than 5 or 6 minutes.
Well, the timestamp says 16:40, and the previous video was 16:31, so it's about 9 minutes.
Yeah. And then we noticed that when he was arriving, he did not have any bag with. So now this second video is showing, okay, maybe standing there, it's him and Mr. Katiso Molefe, who is then accompanying his visitor back to his car. And then we notice that the sergeant is now carrying a white paper bag. Unfortunately for us, it's not transparent, so as we can see what type of chocolate is in there. But he is having a bag that does not look like it's heavy, but it has got some contents. Then we'll use lots of analytical minds to check what is it that you can carry in such a carrier bag with value, but it's not that heavy. As then the picture is like he just came in to collect something that was already packed and waiting for pickup.
Okay, but you don't know what's in the bag, correct?
That's correct, Commissioners. We're still trying to get the systems that will make us be able to see behind bags, the scanners through the system. But using our own analytical minds, we can see that he's carrying something that is not that heavy, but it's of value.
Okay.
And we can then look at chocolates, sweets, or whatever that you can put in that type of a bag, and you hold it dearly so on your right hand. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, and so, sorry, if you could just go to the end of that video, if you could just scroll it down to the end. Yes. Right, so that is Mr. Molefe who escorted him back to the vehicle.
That's correct, Commissioners.
Okay. Can we then turn to item 3?
Mr. Sim, perhaps before you go too far, for the record, I think you should state the exhibit numbers.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. So the first video clip was CJC 22. The second was CJC 23. That's the video we just saw. The third item is CJC 24. Okay, so this is a screenshot. Well, what is this? It's a screenshot of the car. We can see that. Can you tell us?
Thank you, Commissioners. Yes. It's a screenshot of the same car that we wanted to confirm the registration numbers, which corresponds with what we call in the police SAPS number. Each and every police car has got 2 numbers. There is an SAPS number as well as the registration number. As it's reflected there, it's FV38 and HGP.
And is this photograph a still screenshot from the video that we just watched?
From the video footage, we wanted to confirm and project it, because in the video footage, as the video is moving, it's not easy. But then we used different angles of a video. Then we opted for this that can clearly show the registration plate.
The registration number, okay. So that's the same car that was in the driveway of Mr. Molefi's house. Okay. Can we then turn to item 4, which is CJC 25? And General, this is what you started speaking about earlier, and it's projected on the screen, but there's also a hard copy of this in your folder as CJC 25, if it's easier for you to read it. Can you tell us what it is we're looking at?
Thank you, Commissioners. As I've reflected and I said, all the vehicles of SAPS are registered on a particular system, which will be linked with the tracker system of SAPS. Now, in an attempt then to finalize our identification of the car, we have to work closer with Indeed, the registration number was confirmed, highlighted in blue, and then the particulars of the vehicle, including its allocation, which is reflected then indeed as the car being allocated in the office of on utilizing this system was to using the tracking system, only to get the report from the system managers that the vehicle movement tracking unit, like a normal tracker, is not installed in the car. It's either it was never installed, but the information about the car is on the system. It's either was not installed or was installed and removed some time. So that is the investigation part that is still ongoing, because if it was installed before, it needs a reversal on the system until you get to a date when it was still recording the movements. But the current status is the unit itself is not in the vehicle.
I think perhaps for the record, if you could just read out the bottom right-hand corner of that screen, where it says last message from PAS.
Okay, thank you. That is the report then from the system that confirms what I've just said. There is no vehicle movement unit installed in this vehicle on our system, but the vehicle itself and its particulars is on the system.
Thank you. And we have confirmed, I might have just, for the record again, the registration number is at the top left-hand corner of this document.
Yes, Commissioners, that's where I started trying to explain this still photo of or printout of the system. That is the registration number that is picked up from the video footages and still photos and compared to with what is on the system, including the make and almost the whole information about the vehicle. And we have since then got hold of the vehicle itself to do the physical check and comparison.
Was the information on the BMW, and you had finished explaining to the Commission that what the details of the vehicle are, who it's allocated to, and that there's no tracker installed on the vehicle, on that vehicle. So that was CJC 25. The next item.
Maybe before you move on, Mr. Sim, let me ask my question. General, we heard yesterday from a witness for the DPCI that they have a system where if a vehicle is used, a DPCI vehicle is used, there has to be a log that is completed, which explains where the vehicle went and its purpose, why it was there. So there's a record keeping of sorts on the movement of vehicles. Does the SAP, do you have that in your section, including the Deputy National Commissioner's Office?
Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, indeed, we have the official log sheet for any movement of a vehicle that is completed manually in support of this electronic tracking. It's called SAP 132B. Part of our investigation on this is talking to that, but the current information is there is none existing also. So both the electronic tracking and the manual one, it looks like it's not existing, but we do have the system in place.
And then secondly, the Sergeant Nkosi, I think you said earlier he wasn't involved with the operation, with the team. He's not part of the team that was involved with the Matlala matter, the Bukhoshi investigation. I think that's what you said. If he's involved with any investigation, well, maybe let me first ask this way. Could he be involved in an investigation that you are not aware of and that would put him at Mr. Molife's house? Is it possible given his job and where he's sitting?
Thank you, Commissioner. It is possible if you are an investigating officer, you go where your investigation is leading to. There are investigations that are conducted in the office of the Deputy National Commissioner. Hence, there is that team that is there in the office of the Deputy National Commissioner. So it might happen if then there was an investigation that was making him to be in the premises of Mr. Matlala.
And if there is such, there would be a record of it, any such investigation. There would be a record of it.
That is correct, Commissioner.
All right, thank you, General. Thank you, Ms. Hassan.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloyi.
Just a quick question. The operation at Mr. Matlala's house on the 6th of December 2024, did you brief the National Commissioner and the Deputy Commissioners about it in advance of the operation?
It's only the National Commissioner that was briefed in advance, but then in terms of information, maybe they're also getting to the Deputy National Commissioner's level. It's part of the investigation that we are busy with to determine the leakage.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Khumalo. Okay, so General, could we look at now CJC 26, which is also a video. We'll play it first. Okay, back to the beginning. All right, thanks. Can you just play it until all the individuals are on the screen? There, thank you. All right. First of all, General, what is this a video of? Where is this place?
Thank you, Commissioners. This is a recent footage that was shown on national television on the 9th of October 2025. It was during the search and seizure operation that was conducted by the team from KZN that is investigating cases then that are related to, amongst others, the Deputy National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Sibiya. So this is the footage that the team had interest on for various reasons that I'm still going to expand on as we move on with this linkage that we are discussing on this part of my affidavit.
Okay, thank you. So this is a video of a TV screen. So this was playing on the news.
That's
Is that
correct.
right?
That's correct.
And it says on the TV screen, Sibiya home raid. And it was on the 9th of October, as you said. So can you identify who, first of all, can you confirm that this is Mr. Sibiya's house?
Yes, Commissioners, we can confirm that it is Lieutenant General Sibiya's gate to the house, to the premises.
Okay. And there are 3 individuals in the video. Can you describe, do you know who they are, and can you tell the Commission, starting with the figure in the black pants?
The figure in black pants on the right, it is the Deputy National Commissioner, Lieutenant General Sibiya, and then the figure following him on a black shirt poses like a close protector that we have not fully identified, the same as the other gentleman then that is remaining behind.
So the third gentleman is in a striped shirt. You've
We
not
are
been
still-
able to identify.
We are still in the process of fully identifying.
Okay. So can we just play the video through again? Okay. All right. So can you describe what happens now?
Yeah, the figure with a black T-shirt is seen posing or acting like a protector by opening the door for the principal to get into the driver's seat. And after that, then the figure will move towards the back to the third vehicle on that convoy of 3 vehicles that are at the gate.
So Mr. Sibiya gets into this
Driver's seat
of this
the
what you call this? This Toyota,
a Toyota Bheki
Bheki.
double cab.
and then the person who you think is a protector proceeds to the third vehicle in the line of.
To the third vehicle in the line that we
Okay.
see.
Okay. And you've been able to, well, maybe let's go to the next item and then we can conclude what we make of this. And so that's would be CJC 27.
Thank you. It's a still photo.
Scroll down. Yeah.
Can I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Commissioners. It's a still photo from the video footage that we have just seen that is giving us a clear registration numbers of the vehicle and the same three gentlemen then moving as per the previous video with the heading heavily armed police raid home of suspended Deputy National Commissioner Shadrack Sibiya.
Okay, we're going to come back to this vehicle. Can you just read out what the license plate number is for this Toyota Hilux?
The license number, as clearly seen on the still photo, it's LY 36PGGP.
Okay, thanks. And the next item then is CJC 28. This is also a still photo. Is this a photograph of the two vehicles that were following the Hilux?
That is correct from the other angle of the video footage. The purpose was to identify the white BMW that looked like the one that we have seen before. And indeed, it was confirmed with the registration plate that on that convoy, the third car, as the convoy was leaving the gate, was indeed the same BMW that is allocated to the office of the division of the Deputy National Commissioner.
And were you able to establish who's driving the vehicle?
At the time of the video footage and the still photos, we had not identified the driver.
Okay. So you now have identified the registration numbers of the two cars, one being the BMW and the other being the Toyota Hilux. Can we go to item CJC 29? And in fact, you know, General, it's probably better if we just did the following. If we go to the next one, which is CJC 30 first. And can you tell us what that's a picture of?
Thank you, Commissioners. The picture is from the LPR footage that we saw.
Can you just define LPR for the Commission, please?
In full. Let me look for. It's a license plate recognition system that we normally source then from our partners during the investigation.
Okay, continue.
So the footage and the still photos are for the date of the 30th of the 9th month, 2025. It was on the William Nicol Drive, and then it specifies the time that the vehicles were moving past that camera, and it shows us the same motor vehicles then following each other as identified on the day of the search and seizure operation in the office of the DNC.
This was on the 30th of September. Sorry. This is 30th September 2025. So it's not on the day of the search and seizure operation. Is that right?
That is correct, Commissioner.
General, can you please give us more information on the camera that you mentioned?
On the camera.
The camera that we are using, it's a license plate recognition that is used by most of the security companies and other stakeholders then that are assigned or responsible for the monitoring of some specific routes. Then they are our stakeholders, because if there is information that we will want to access, then we can be able to.
So these cameras are placed along certain routes?
Along certain routes, depending as to which security company is assigned to monitor a specific route.
Thank you.
Those are private companies.
Yes.
And you requested the footage. How did you get this particular footage? Do you request footage for a particular license plate number or a particular day? How do you get it?
As part of information collection, we will then request, sometimes based on a particular date, because there is something that we want to confirm. Sometimes it will be a random request so as we can see the movement of a vehicle that is the subject of investigation.
So in this case, it was a request for the specific license
date,
plate. Yeah.
for a specific reason, which might form part of what I requested, that there are some parts of this that are still ongoing in terms of investigation.
Okay. So so here we have, you said it was on William Nicol Drive, it's the 30th of September, it's at 19 minutes past 12 in the day, and the two vehicles you were able to confirm are which vehicles?
Yes, we were able to confirm that it's the two vehicles of interest with the same registration plates of a double cab Toyota Bheki with registration number LY36PGGP in front, followed by the BMW with registration number, the police BMW with registration number FV38NHGP.
Okay. And if we turn over the page in the same exhibit, CJC 30, so that would be page 10, we have another photograph of those cars. And can you just tell us when that was taken and at what time?
Thank you,
and
Commissioners.
And where?
Thank you, Commissioners. That was around Sentin, then along Freedman Drive and West.
I think you're looking at the wrong...
Oh, okay.
Page 10.
Sorry. Sorry, Commissioners. That is at Glenhove Road, and then the time, the date was the 7th of October, time 12:22.
And it's the same two cars.
Yes.
Okay, page 11.
Page 11, the same two cars on a different date that is not clear or visible on the still photo, and we do not have also them on our notes, but it's at Sentin, Friedman Drive. The same two vehicles were captured there.
Okay, and then if you turn over page 12.
Page 12, the LPR is showing us the same vehicle of interest without then the BMW following it on this picture, and the date and times are also not captured on the photo, but the registration number is still the same car.
Okay. And then just for completeness, let's go to 13.
On the 13, we pick up through the LPRs, the SAPS BMW with the same registration plate, the number of the camera, the time and the date was the 9th of October at 21:05, which is the night or the same day as the day of the search and seizure operation.
Okay, so it's dark because it's taken at night.
At night, yes.
So it's 9 October 21:05, and that's the BMW.
Yes.
And then the next page, 14.
Next page, 14, it's now the Bheki, same camera, same date, more or less the same time, with the difference of a second following. The interpretation is the following each other.
So on page 14, you have the Bheki, and it passes the camera at 21:05, 0 seconds.
Yes.
And then on 13, the BMW passes the camera at 21:05 and 1 second. So it was 1 second after the Bheki.
Yes, hence our analysis then says same day, same camera, possibility is the vehicles were following each other.
Okay, so with that, those series of pictures, let's go back to the exhibit we were looking at earlier, which is CJC 29. And can you explain what this exhibit is showing first before we look at the detail?
Yes. The exhibit marked as CJC 29, it's the data that will request, that will give us information that we'll need to analyze, consolidating all the cameras that a vehicle of interest happened to pass. And then if they are two, like in this case, we will use such information then to build up the pattern of the vehicles following each other on the days on the same days and times, as well as the camera numbers and the routes that the vehicles are traveling on.
Okay, thank you. So this is a sort of consolidated data set of the vehicles passing various cameras.
That is correct, Commissioners. You will get both the images as well as data, because sometimes to get more data, it helps you to build a bigger picture than to want to rely on the images only.
So can we look at the detail of this then? So to explain what it is you see from this data.
On this data, Chair,
And we don't need to go through all, but we could go to maybe 3 of them just to give the Commission
it
the
will-
idea of what's going on in here. Yeah.
as the system is referred to as LPR, license recognition, it shows that it works on the registration plate. So that is why then before any data is captured, there will be a registration plate, and thereafter the next information that will be having a date of when it was captured, and then will also be followed by the area as well as the street, so as you are able to see as to which direction the vehicle of interest was moving towards.
Okay, so can we be a bit more specific about this? If we look at the first one on the left-hand side, that's the license plate for the Bheki. Is that right?
That is correct.
And it is a photograph taken on 9 October at 21:05 and 0 seconds.
Yes, that's correct, Commissioner.
And it was taken at East Road and South Road.
Yes, Commissioner.
Okay, so if we move down to the BMW, the FV license plate,
Then the FV now for the BMW on the same road, same camera, more or less the same time, on the same date, with a difference of seconds or a minute apart.
it's 1 second apart.
Yes.
21:05 and 1 second.
That's correct.
So if we just do the same exercise to show the pattern with, with the second one. So the second from the top, again, the Bheki.
The second from the top, also for the Bheki, registration LY, East Rand and South Road, number of the camera, and then the date as well as the time, 21:04:56.
21:04:56. And if we compare that with the BMW, it's the second one.
The second
the
one
time
from
is-
top,
Yeah.
the BMW is the same East Rand and South Road, same camera, and then the same date, and the time is 21:05, 1 second.
No. You I think you mixed up the two. It's 21:01 and 58 seconds.
Yes. Number 3.
Yes.
Yes.
So the difference between the two is 2 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. And if we take one more, if we take the last LY, the last Bheki one on the left-hand side,
The
that one.
LY,
Can
the
you- yes,
first one,
are you
the
able to
first
read it?
entry, the
Yes.
first entry.
the one, so the 1, 2, 3, the fourth one from the top. Sorry? Oh, on your screen, it's the first one at the top, yeah.
On my screen is the first one.
On the
It's
left, yeah.
The LY36PGGP, Sentin, Friedman Road and Rivonia Road. The date is the 9th of October. The time is 20:33, 15 seconds.
Okay, so then if we move down to the BMW, what does that show? Which is 3, the third one.
It's the registration number of the BMW, same route, Sentin, Friedman Road, Rivonia Road, same camera number, same date, October 9, time is 20:34, 36 seconds.
Okay, so 20:34 and 36 seconds. So this is, and the one before it was 20:33 and 15 seconds. So it's sort of 45 seconds apart.
Yes, Commissioners, that is the exercise then that we will embark on. Once you receive this data, which is in bulks, but then it will need that thorough analysis to determine the days and times when the two vehicles were moving together and when they were separate, because it assists in terms of proving the point of investigation that you are targeting.
And have you and your team done a thorough analysis? I understand that this is here for illustrative purposes, but have you done a thorough analysis
Yes,
on the movement of these two cars?
we have done a thorough analysis that is talking to our points of investigations.
And what does the analysis show you?
Commissioners, as I requested, maybe that there are parts of this investigation that we will request that they remain on camera, but after we have secured evidence and data, we felt that we can share, and then the final results that is turning this into an evidence. And then we think that we need to finalize that type of investigation first.
Okay, is it fair to say that at the minimum, what we see is that the two cars move together?
That is correct, more especially, Commissioners, if we look at the main heading for our discussion, the link that we have been working on that talks to the office of the DNC, Mr. Nkosi and the Kachala.
So we were able to, you've identified the BMW and the ownership of the BMW and the driver. Can we now do the same for the Bheki? And
The driver, when the BMW arrived at Mulife's home, have we established who the driver was on the clips on the highway? The clips captured by the cameras along the highway. Do we know who the driver of the BMW was there? At Mr. Mulife's house, you have told us that the driver was Sergeant Kosi.
Yes, Commissioner, using the CCTV footage, it gave us concrete information, and then using the license recognition system needs to be coupled with the either local or internal tracker as well as the 132B that will give the particulars of the driver and the purpose for driving. So it's the part that we are still wrapping up.
Thank you, thank you.
okay, so you're not able to say at this point who the driver is in these pictures? Okay, so the Bheki, can we turn to CJC 31, page 15 of the exhibits bundle? And can I ask that you zoom in on the vehicle in the middle of that screen? Okay. Okay, General. So shall we begin from there, General? Can you describe what this slide is telling us?
Thank you, Commissioners. In an attempt to consolidate all the information that we have collected and confirmed to date, starting with the vehicle itself, as we can see it in the picture, as well as the registration numbers. And then on top, I think if we scroll down, we scroll up, yeah, if we scroll up, we'll see the Lieutenant General who is linked with the driving of the same car on the 9th of October. And maybe also to mention that we have additional information that is showing, that is helping us with the daily movement of the car. That will direct us to the identification of drivers or driver as we finish off the investigation. But the purpose of this part is mainly to confirm the car and the driver, as well as the owner. If we scroll,
Can you go down?
we scroll up, and then the car is registered or owned by a gentleman named Scanik Stewart James. If we scroll, I'm not sure whether it will be back up a quick, let's scroll again, and then on the left,
To the left.
to the left or to the right,
This.
to the,
This.
yeah. So a quick profile of the owner of the car. As I've mentioned, Mr. James is having a total of 34 cases. He was found guilty on 18 of them, and 11 were withdrawn, and 5 he was found not guilty. That is the profile as per our systems of the owner of the car. Now,
The owner of the Toyota Bheki.
yes.
And if we, okay, so the 18, total of 34 cases against him, and in which he was found guilty in 18. Can we just scroll down to see the details of those cases? And if you can start, perhaps, yes, right at the end.
The profile of the cases, maybe then I'll get guidance from the commissioners if we have to go through all 34, 5 of them, but we have listed all of them, starting with the Brighton Beach. Most of them are from KZN. There is only one that is from the Northwest Province, starting with the Brighton Beach case number of 2011, where he was
Perhaps
found guilty.
only those where he was found guilty.
Guilty, yes.
Thank you, Chair. And then the next one where he was found guilty, the Chatsworth, same year in January, which is few months before the Brighton Beach one. He was found, he committed, because the case number is the day of the offense. So it's not the day of
The verdict. Yeah.
of conviction or being found guilty. So moving to the third one, found guilty, Durban
So
Central.
the Chatsworth one was for carjacking.
The Chatsworth again in January, same year, 2011, the carjacking, which is not far away from the first carjacking that we started with, more or less the same month, and then another guilty, 2010. This time around, the car is not hijacked, but it's stolen, theft of a motor vehicle. Durban Central case, found guilty again. And then Durban North, another theft of a motor vehicle found guilty in 2011 on the 5th month. The busiest years with the quick analysis from 2010, 2011, we are still there. Then we are moving to the next ones, Durban North again, same year, 2 months apart, another theft of a motor vehicle found guilty. Then the withdrawn, another carjacking, same year on the 6th month. It looks like then there is a carjacking or theft each and every month in different police stations. This one is Hillcrest. Another Hillcrest on the...
That one was not guilty.
The Howick, 2011 again on the 10th month, theft of a motor vehicle. Another one, Malvern, another car hijacked, followed by the Marine Hill, 2011 again, on the 6th month, another car jacking found guilty, and then not guilty, withdrawn, then guilty again, 2011, case carjacking, Newlands East in Durban, another one, not far from Durban, Pinetown, on the 6th month, another car hijacking found guilty, and then the withdrawn, another one, Richards Bay, 2012, for a change now. We're moving away from 2010, 2011, and then the assault GPH, followed by the common assault around the same area, Richards Bay, and malicious damage to property around
Sorry,
Richards.
just a second. The Richards Bay was 2021.
Was 2021, and then the not guilty Richards Bay, and the theft of a motor vehicle in 2011, the special years of stealing or hijacking cars between 2010 and 2011, and then Richards Bay, common or withdrawn, another withdrawn, not guilty, withdrawn, another guilty, Town Hill, theft of a motor vehicle during 2012, and then another guilty in the same area the previous year, which is 2011, for a theft of a motor vehicle, and then the Wentworth in 2011 around Durban for the carjacking. And then the last one then is 2011 case. He was found guilty for carjacking. The list as reflected, there are lots of questions. If you commit so many theft and hijackings within the space of 2 years and you are found guilty, how many years and when are you serving your sentences? Because everything is like in a very short space of time. That is part of investigation that is still ongoing. That is the criminal profile of the owner of the Bheki so far.
So this is the vehicle that General Sibiya got into on the day of the raid on his home. And this is the person who owns it, and he has quite a long rap sheet. And quite serious crimes too. Would you agree?
I fully agree, Commissioners.
Okay, so if we want to wrap up this section, unless there's anything else you want to say on this slide, General, no? Okay, so then can we turn to CJC 32, page 16. And can you describe what we see in that picture?
And the picture is the day the Deputy National Commissioner was appearing in the ad hoc committee with the same gentleman, owner of the car, acting like his close protector in the highest offices of government for 2 days. We then captured that so as then we can finalize our link and relationship. Thank you.
Okay. So is the purpose of this photograph to show that he is in the presence of General Sibiya and in Parliament?
That's correct, Commissioners.
I would not have been able to recognize him in the picture in Parliament because he's clean-shaven here and is heavily bearded in the other picture where you show the ownership of the Toyota Hilux double cab Bheki. How did you establish the identity?
That is correct, Commissioner. When we do the images, we want to do them in line with the photo that is on the system. But then the personal information is the one that will confirm our pieces of information. But we would not want to use the photo image from the other system when we are talking on the other system.
Complicated for me, but I'll let it ride, as they say.
But
General,
you go ahead, Commissioner.
the question is, how do you know that the person you see in CJC 32 is the owner of the Toyota double cab that we identified earlier?
Yeah.
Just by looking at this photo, how are you able to tell that that is the person?
Without maybe then divulging the parts of information that is still under investigation. But what we're projecting, it's what has been confirmed through different means of how we confirm images as well as information behind the image. I'll use maybe the first layer that moving to areas like the Parliament, like moving into this area, I must be accredited. And then my correct particulars must be captured somewhere. Now, if they will be confirmed, if they will be checked against the particulars that are in the registration of the car, I'm not saying that's what we did. I'm saying it's for an example, Commissioners.
Why are you sounding like the National Commissioner when he was asked about the WhatsApps? He would not confirm or deny. He left it in the air. So my last question is, when you say this gentleman that we see in CJC 32 is a personal protector of General Sibiya, how do you know that? Aren't personal protectors of commissioners employed by SAPS? Is this gentleman employed by SAPS or is he a private individual?
Okay. No, that is very correct, Commissioner. The personal protectors of SAPS senior officers are employed by SAPS, but in this case, then for different reasons, then it's not the case.
This gentleman is not employed by SAPS.
Is not employed by SAPS.
He's employed by General Sibiya. Or you don't know?
I'm not sure of the usage of employed, Commissioner, but the activities from the allocation of a vehicle and some close protection movements will talk to a gentleman not employed by SAPS, but performing those duties.
Thank you.
In passing, in response to Commissioner Kumalo, you say that the personal protectors of senior officers within SAPS is provided by SAPS. Did I understand you correctly?
That is correct,
Now,
Commissioner.
let me ask you a specific and direct question. Does General Sibiya have SAPS personal protectors?
The information that talks to the protection of senior officers, it's normally coupled with a threat and risk assessment. That is a classified document. It's something that will be between the senior officer and the national commissioner who's approving. So unfortunately, commissioners, I can only be able to give a hint on one that talks to myself because it's normally for protection purposes centered around the two people, the senior officer and the national commission.
I would understand that to relate to whether protection should be provided, but it's something else whether factually protection is indeed provided. I would understand if your answer was, I am not able to divulge that information for security reasons. But the answer that you have given does not answer my question.
Maybe then, Chair, with your permission, if I can combine the two responses into one, that we are custodians of threat and risk assessments for everybody associated with SAPS. So we have access if we have to go to a file and review or conduct any other additional information or investigations. But the divulging and talking about the threat and risk assessment, it's governed by those policies, like I mentioned in terms of the TRA of the investigating officers for the GCI ops.
General, you have provided us with the proof of ownership of the BMW, and you haven't done that with this vehicle, this Bheki, that you say is owned by Mr. James. Is there a reason for that?
Thank you, Chair. We can refer to it as an omission when we are packaging, but we have the computer printout like we have with the BMW.
So you have official proof that it is his vehicle?
That is correct, Commissioner.
All right. Will you make that available to the evidence leader for our records, please?
Yes, we'll do so.
Thank you. Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners. Just a few questions following from that. The first is, you confirm that the owner of the Toyota is Mr. James that you referred to, right?
That's correct, Commissioner.
And you, in response to Commissioner Baloyi just now, you said you have a printout like with the BMW, but I just want to confirm what it is, whether you mean to say that or whether you have a form of a printout, because the one for the BMW is from the internal system.
Yes.
Is it the same kind of printout? I understood that to be for vehicles that belong to SAPS.
Yes. So in response, the vehicles that belong to SAPS are centralized in terms of proxies. Hence, then the system will be different. But for the individual, the system that most of us, as we register our vehicles, it will be reflected on the INATIS system.
Okay, so it's a different system, but proof that it is registered to this individual that you named.
That's correct, Commissioners.
And
Before you continue, will that be marked CJC 33 or something else? When it comes?
when it comes, I think, what was the last one? 32. I think for the sake of not interfering with the next witnesses' exhibits, we'll make it 32.1.
32.1, all right, thank you.
And you confirm that it is the same, the person in the picture on the screen right now is the same person that's in the picture on the slide with the guilty convictions.
That is correct, Commissioners.
And you've conducted an investigation in order to establish that that is indeed the same person.
That is correct, Commissioner.
And just to follow up also on the question of protection, do I understand you to be saying that a senior officer in the SAPS doesn't automatically have protection protectors? It's not automatic.
That is correct. It's not automatic. It's always a recommendation that is given after a threat and risk assessment has been conducted.
Okay. So, so it's not automatic. And to the question whether General Sibiya has SAPS protectors, your answer is, just to get that clearly, because I didn't quite get it when the chair was asking. So does General Sibiya have SAPS protectors?
Looking at the level in terms of the policy, he is supposed to have. The only part that one cannot detail in this platform is to confirm yes or no, because the TRA is a classified document that talks to the subject and whoever is responsible for the recommendations.
Okay. I'll leave it there. He might need it after you're done. Understand. But we won't press any further with the status of the protection. We are now done with the exhibits in this bundle. Is there anything else you wished to say about this link that you were trying to make before we move off this topic?
Okay. No, thank you so much, Commissioners. The concern that we have as we're dealing with this project talks to the infiltration of, in this case, I will say SAPS at the highest level by the syndicates. Before you even do the detailed investigation, looking at the basic profile of the individual, it tells you that it's either individual is part of a car hijacking syndicate that is working very hard, looking at the timelines, that it's not one vehicle per year. Maybe it's 12 or whatever the target. So that is what we think it's a worry of what we are facing as SAPS to be easily whether we use easily infiltrated or easily befriended or easily be associated or easily be any other weight, because it makes, as we are saying, and I quote and I hear the evidence by the witness A, B, and C, it makes the lives of those that need to deal with these cases very much difficult, because now for them to come closer to the individual, they must first go through the Deputy National Commissioner and then, which is something else. So with this, we are confirming and proving the challenges that we are facing as to, because the other thing that we can add is the professional criminals that are part of syndicates and cartels. This is a must that they must do. It's a must that they must be closer to higher levels, so as then it becomes difficult for lower levels. I should think there has been evidence that was led, I'm not quite sure whether it's this commission or the ad hoc committee, where Matlala will be on the process of wanting to get closer to the so-called generals, including myself, because getting closer, it's a requirement that will make it difficult for the operators to do their work. So it's both ways, that it's either a senior officer will want to get closer, or for any other reasons, or it's the professional criminal that will have a need for protection purposes to be closer. And that is done in many ways. So that's why we are worried about the trend that we see growing within SAPS, which makes the work of the juniors very, not difficult, but painful. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, General. Chair, it's 3:03.
Let us adjourn and resume at 9:30 tomorrow.